Hey everyone, my name is Brent Kromer. I am the owner of C4F and a couple other businesses. We do land wholesaling and we do buy and hold real estate. We have 33 units now, and I run 3 businesses and I work right around 30 hours a week, sometimes less, maybe sometimes I'll get up to 40. Just depends what projects I have going on. So what I want to do on this YouTube channel is show you guys how I manage to run 3 companies with living a really cool life, I think, and still having time for my fiance, my dogs, my family, my hobbies. And today I want to break down one of the biggest, most frustrating things I see people not doing that results in a lot of lost potential revenue. Okay. And I'm not above it. It's a task that I think people look down upon, or they like to hire it out. And if you can, great. But also get in there, get your hands dirty, show them that you lead by example, and do it yourself on occasion, just so that you can write the scripts and make sure that everything is actually functioning smooth and that they're set up for success in that process. So I'm being a little cryptic, but before we hop in and I talk to you guys about exactly what's going on, by the way, it's not calling your leads. People don't call their leads. They rely on heavy automations. They rely on emails. They rely on SMS. They rely on voice messages and Loom videos. They'll do anything but call the damn lead. Okay, so we'll talk about all that and more, and why I am such a big advocate for calling them. Before we do though, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, send to a friend. If you like any of these videos, if they're helpful, if they're insightful, if they get you thinking in a new perspective, a new light, or if they help you make more money, send to a friend. That's all I ask for. It would mean the absolute world to me. I do have 1 or 2 spots left on my roster this month. So if you listen in and you're like, man, I could definitely use some help from this guy scaling my business, reach out. Maybe there's still a spot open. Maybe there's not. So calling the leads. Okay. So in the land business that we've created, and I'm quite proud of that, by the way. We started it last June, where we sent our first batch of mail. We weren't profitable until September. So June, July, August, and then in September, we made around 30 grand. That paid off like our upfront starting costs and then some a little bit. And then we didn't really get any sales from September until January, because we were refining our processes, building out the SOPs, making sure, like, we realize we have something really cool here, but we need to really build it airtight so that when we bring in like some different staff, it's actually functionable and we can actually scale this thing, I say, to the moon, right? So we spent a lot of time building the foundation, perfecting all the different areas of our marketing, our disposition, our sales, our customer service, our gathering of referrals and reviews, our pricing, everything, the scripts. So anyway, all that. And in January, we made some money. This month, we're set to close somewhere around 60 grand a profit, which is not bad for a newish business. It's less than a year old. And I'm hoping by June, we can start hitting $80,000 to $100,000 a month. So basically, we'll have created a business that's hitting $100,000 a month within 12 months, which is fairly impressive depending on who's listening to this. It's something that I would be happy with. Okay. One of the parts of the process though was I need to build out the scripts. I need to build out the call script, or the sales call scripts, the SDR scripts. I need to build out a robust follow-up process that I can follow, that I can have success with, so that when we bring in a closer, which we're starting our hiring process now for a few different positions, they can replicate it. Right. And if I have a shitty process that I just grabbed from someone I know and they said it was great, and then I give it to my staff and it's not working and I blame them, it's like I'm trusting this other person over my own staff. I'd rather trust myself, because this is what I do every day. So anyway, I am calling the leads. I mean, I just went through this morning a whole pipeline every Monday. We'll get about 5-10 leads in a day, people saying they want to sell their land now that we're ramping things up, and we're going to even double that in the next month or two. It's going to be really exciting, really fun. And by all means, we should be able to hit that 80 to 100,000 profit by June, which would be tremendous. I am calling everyone. I'm calling, double dialing. I'm leaving voicemails. I'm basically a very highly compensated SDR within this specific business. Now, my other 2 businesses don't require as much from me right now. C4F, the consulting, and the buy and hold business are pretty stable. People are pretty happy. I have the SOPs down for that. So this season is getting the 3rd business really up and running and getting it the attention it deserves. And right now, I'm back to my roots. I mean, I'm back in a sales position, hustling for the leads, calling people that said F off, leave me alone, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm still giving them a call, at least using my customer service voice and trying to amend that relationship. And while maybe they don't close, they still find their way onto the follow-up list on a good note. Okay. So the reason that I chose the topic today of calling the leads is I know a lot of business owners don't. A lot of business owners are small enough to where they could call the leads, but they think they're above it. So then they delegate it to someone else. They don't really call the leads because they always find something more productive or more valuable to do. And it becomes this thing that just gets swept under the rug over and over. It just keeps getting pushed off and no one actually calls the leads. They're like, well, instead of calling all the leads, I could just send a mass text message and it'd be so much faster. And then I can go work on this project or that project. And it's like, I get that. But in reality, calling and leaving voicemails and then texting and then emailing and then calling, when you connect with them and you get them into your web, essentially, and you're good at what you do and you have a robust script that's written out, and if you don't, maybe I'm someone to talk to, it works so much better. I mean, so much better when you have that human connection. Like, oh, I thought this was just another one of those companies or another automation or AI or something like that. Like, it's nice to actually talk to a real person. And I hear that all the time. And so I continue to call the leads over and over and over. And if it feels a little bit annoying, sorry, that's sales. Okay. I don't want to be annoying and I don't intend on it. But if it's what gets me to connect with someone, I would rather be annoying than broke. Okay. So call the leads. This is when they no-show. This is when they ghost. This is when they cancel and don't give a reason. This is when you get on a sales call with them and they don't buy. And then they don't want to set up a follow-up call. So then you text them and text them and text them and they never answer. Call them. Okay. If they're 3 minutes late, call them. If they cancel and didn't give a reason, call them. If they ghost, call them. Okay. If they were a referral, call the person who gave the referral to ask what the heck happened with that person. You guys, I shouldn't say you guys, that sounds accusatory. A lot of people I see give up way too soon on these leads. And I can confidently say, since I've been back in the trenches with this business, there's been quite a few leads that have come in and I'm like, is this actually worth my time? There's no chance this person follows up. They left me a shitty voicemail, or, they were angry in their text message, or they wrote in all caps. That happened this morning. This woman wrote in all caps. She did not seem happy at all, essentially yelling at me through text. And I'm like, you know what? Why am I texting her back? I'm just going to call her. I call her. She's so nice. We worked out, made an offer on her land. She's considering. I'll follow up with her tomorrow. Guess what? I'll call her and maybe we'll work something out. But it's so funny how people just write off leads left and right. And unless you're actually the one paying for those leads, it hits a little different, right? You're paying good money for leads. Sometimes it's $10, $20, $30 a lead. And then for a book call, it's a couple $100, and a cost per acquisition, you're up towards $800 to $1,200. Call the leads. They are expensive to get that information, to get on those calls. It is expensive. It is not easy. Do not throw another wrench into the machine just because you are afraid of rejection. Okay. And that's what I think this stems from. Anyway, I hope this helps. If you guys need a script for this, I have one. I'm happy to give it to you. It's really not hard. It's just a matter of getting into the meat of it. So the way that I will do it on the land business is I'll say, hey, Kathy, it's Brent with Prime Parcel. How are you? Hey, I saw that you had a message in a few days ago, possibly looking to get some information on a letter we sent in regard to some land in North Carolina. Is that right? Awesome. Hey, I just had a minute. I'm doing a few calls here just to connect and see if I can clarify some things. Did you have any questions about that letter by chance? Okay, and when it comes to the property, do you live nearby, or is this like an out-of-state thing? Oh, you do live nearby. And are you using the property at all? Oh, okay, what does that look like? And when's the last time you were there? Got it. Do you have a few more minutes? I could give you an offer by the end of this call if I could just get a little bit more information. And so it just makes it really, really casual. Like before they know it, you're in the discovery portion of the process, and soon enough, right, I'm going through the rest of my script to send them an offer. The same thing is true for fitness. Like if you're calling somebody from a fitness lead, hey John, it's just Brent with XYZ Fitness Company. It looks like you'd reached out about getting some information on a macro guide a little while back. Did you ever get that in your email? It should have been titled XYZ Macro Guide. Okay, did you have a chance to go through that? Got it. And are you counting macros at the moment? Like, did that work for you? Did you have any takeaways, or have you gone like a different route? And so you could just ease right into that. It's really not hard. You can do it with every industry. Without my face turning blue, guys, call the leads. It works so much better. And if you're afraid because you don't know how to speak to people or of rejection, get some help, get a better script, get a better process, because you will make more money as a result of this. And if you're so far up here and you're way, way, way above and beyond that, and you're making, I don't know, 6 figures a month, and you have hired it out and they're not doing well, I can help with that too. So anyway, guys, let me know your takeaways. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want any of those resources, I am an open book. With that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.